Hey everybody, it's Sunday night, so you know what that means. Well, it's my Sunday night. It means it's time for Preacher! Just did Game of Thrones, sorry, that was Game of Thrones footage dumping into my computer if you heard that. Just did Game of Thrones, it was awesome, and now we're gonna do the second episode for the first season of AMC's Preacher. Now, it's been like 2 weeks since the first one aired, so honestly, I remember a lot of it because it was a lot of fun, but also that one I had trouble with DVRs and all this stuff, and so I had to watch it real late and really drunk. But we got it all sorted out, we think, this time, so I shouldn't have that problem again. And there's not like 3 shows that I have to do this night. So I'm pretty hyped after Game of Thrones, but now I'm actually really excited for Preacher because I loved that first episode. I really did. I was laughing all the way through it. I'm sold on all the characters. I can't wait to see more. And now the Preacher actually has like the whole alien entity or whatever it is, and the alien bounty hunters are gonna come after him, so all that's cool. I can't wait to see more Tulip and more badass action scenes from her, more of the goofy sheriff, the goofy mayor, some of his congregation, and now that he has the words to like tell people what to do and they're like compelled to do it, that ought to be pretty interesting. It'll be interesting to see more of the abusive father, Abraham Lincoln to that squirrel, as I recall, and got the shit beat out of him in that bar fight, which was so cool. The Irish-Scottish vampire guy, I'm getting used to it, all right, guys? I've only seen the one episode, I haven't read the comics. But it was so cool, and there's just so many good things, and that guy like cutting out his heart at the end of the last one was awesome and everything. So obviously spoilers, by the way, but yeah, so I'm actually quite excited for this one, and yeah, it's like Sunday. It's we're watching it on DVR because Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones, of course, takes priority. And I'm trying something new with this one, maybe running the video or at least stills or something, because I'm worried about the legalities of fair use because if I'm not actually talking to review the clips, but I realize that actually reactions are in a sense their own review, so I probably can show you the video along with my face because technically my expression is reviewing the show, and therefore it's fair use. I don't know. We might take that chance. We might not. I haven't decided. I'll decide when I edit, and by the time you're watching this, you'll find out in just a second. But with all that said and done, it's an hour-long episode tonight, not an extended one, and I just poured a drink because, I was not drinking during Game of Thrones, and I'm excited to get to it, and I will have more to say after I see the episode, so I'm gonna shut up and see it, right? So let's watch.
That this is paradise. It ain't.
That opening wasn't as exciting as the first one's opening, but interesting nonetheless. All right.
Save me, Father.
So Assface was involved in murdering and suicide attempt. Interesting. Pedophile. This can't go well. A little bit of a slow burn thus far, but intriguing for sure. Tulip was awesome. Okay, well, it's still pretty good. I'll be interested to see what these bounty hunter kind of people do, but I don't know. I mean, this one's certainly nowhere near as good as the first episode was so far, but it's still interesting, so it's got time to get more interesting. I suppose we'll see.
Wink and blink and a nod one night sailed off in a wooden shoe.
Get away from him now, you filthy little gobshites. This kind of stuff. I'm gonna be sorry you did that.
Oh! Oh shit.
Like he said, Padre. No trouble.
Okay, I spoke too soon about it being a little dull. That is my kind of insanity. That is what I'm looking for in this show. That whole church thing, man. The chainsaws and all that was awesome. Or should I say groovy. And you gotta love Tulip. I can't wait to see what her plan is. That's so cool. Oh my god, and that fucking Abraham Lincoln squirrel dude. Oh, I love hating him already. Awesome. Now we're getting a great episode.
Words won't open her eyes or help her ride a horse again. They won't even help change her diapers. No offense.
Christ's sake!
Yeah, I love Tulip's relationship with him. I love what she's trying to pull. Whatever it is. Good stuff. Good stuff. This episode is actually turning out to be pretty awesome. I have a feeling we're about to get to the last segment, and it's going to be taking out the bus driver guy, or making him take himself out, whatever. So, we will see. Should be awesome.
You don't think you hear something?
What do you want, Eugene?
Preacher. What? Where are you? God. No. Forget her. Okay. Forget her.
Who are you?
We're from the government.
Open your eyes.
Aw.
Hyundai.
All right, that was a good episode. Recap time. Okay, so there you have it. Second episode of Preacher. I was very, very worried through about the first 2/3 because I was like, this is not nearly as good as the first one. It's still kind of good, but it wasn't nearly as good. But then we got to the bounty hunter alien things coming after the preacher in the church. And it got weird, not really necessarily a good weird with the whole machine and the music and the singing. But then Cassidy comes in and saves the day and all the gory chainsaw action-y fun. So that was awesome. That's the brand of insanity I'm looking for from this show. So I'm glad it was still there and it wasn't just, touches of it all through the first episode. Pacing was interesting in this one because it was definitely more of a slow burn, but I don't think they should have slow burned the way they did for the second episode. They might have lost some people, but once it got going, it got going. It wasn't as satisfying the way he went after the pedophile. Granted, we hadn't seen the pedophile do anything yet, so maybe he hadn't, but I thought maybe his face would get more scolded from that. Maybe we'll see the aftermath in the next episode. I'm just used to the gore, like burning patches of skin or something like that. So I don't know, but it was still pretty cool, and he used his powers and it freaked him out again. And I like that he was going to try it on the girl with the horse riding accident and that giant dent in her head. And I like that they cut it off and don't tell you, so we have to wait till next week to see if it actually worked. They just showed it in his eyes. I thought that was really cool. Tulip was great. I love that she tricked him and captured him and brought him to the whorehouse, as they call it, and had him chained, but wasn't actually chained to anything. I thought that was great. And then Eugene shows up when he's trying to saw it off, and he's like, I did it to myself. And you just saw that awesome frustration on his face when Eugene's like, you don't have a key or anything? And he's just like, he just wants to be like, do I look like, would I be fucking sitting here sawing this thing if I had a fucking key? But I liked his patience and restraint. Again, Tulip early in the episode, like hiding his steering wheel up on the thing was cool. Cassidy, like helping him, like I think that's gonna be fun, because Cassidy helps out more than the preacher knows. I mean, he saved his life, and he's not even, at least in this episode, he hasn't even asked for any kind of gratification for it. So I think their relationship is gonna continue to get very, very interesting. I like that he thought the alien bounty hunters were after him, that he thought they were vampire hunters, and that, you know, we got to see more of him sucking blood and healing his wound, although I thought maybe alien blood would mess with them, but I guess they inhabited human bodies. I can't quite remember, I'm not terribly clear on that. I'm sure one of these days I'll rewatch and we'll find out. But yeah, pretty cool overall. We had more of the asshole abusive dad and all that stuff, so he's gonna end up playing more of a part. Curious about this Q, M, and P. I'm assuming that means something for moving and packing, but then they destroyed that house after moving all the furniture out, and it looked like there was barely enough materials there to have been any kind of house. It would have had to have been like a one-room shack or something, but I don't know. Not really sure how the opening, the flashbacks to 1881 really tied in, and the Indians and the scalps, but I guess, you know, they're gonna tell us that story over time, I imagine, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes, though it was not interesting tonight, really, other than the hanging from the tree. And the way they cut to that, I thought that was supposed to be the family the guy was sitting with, so initially I was like, ooh, but then it was not. It was, so I'm not sure if that was the intention there to confuse me or not, but it did a little bit. So still not sure what's going on with the 1881 stuff, other than maybe the founding of the town, and I guess that'll tie into the map, so that could be interesting. Again, we're only 2 episodes in, so there's plenty of mystery, obviously, that should get paid off over time. But I love the Preacher, I love Cassidy, I love Tulip. Those 3 right there are amazing. All the additional town folks are kind of interesting and fun, and, you know, just have their own little quirks. I like that the mascot was out at the whorehouse, so that was pretty neat. Yeah, so overall, I really liked it. Yeah, like I said, I was worried, but then we got to that church scene, then I'm like, okay, good. This show is still very, very good. So hopefully it'll keep picking up and keep getting more interesting and intriguing as we move along. I have no idea how many episodes we're getting in this. So, you know, but I'm gonna do them all, obviously. And yeah, so hopefully you guys liked it too. What do you think of this episode? Or do you feel like me, like it was, you were worried, but then you got to that scene and then it was cool? Let's talk about it down in the comments. What was your favorite part? Obviously mine was all the chainsaw action in the church. It was right at home with Evil Dead. But yeah, comment and let's geek out, right? Let's chat about Preacher. And no comic spoilers. I hear it's not really following the comics yet, so it shouldn't be a problem, but please, you know, just for those people that don't want to know, and I'm not sure if I want to know yet. Haven't decided. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let's comment. If you like these videos, give me the thumbs up of encouragement. Subscribe if you're new so you can see all the fun stuff we do every single day. Share with your friends so they can come have fun with all of us together, because this is a great place to geek out and nerd out about the things we really, really love. So let your geek flag fly. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna start editing these videos, so hopefully I'll have them up on time for you tomorrow. So I will just get out and shout out what I say out. I don't know what I'm doing. Fuck me. No, don't, Mary, that's, I'm not gonna make that joke. I will get hit. And so yeah, before I get in too much trouble, I'll see you guys later.